We do have breaking news this morning coming out of the Channelview area, where crews are still working to clean up a chemical leak that shut down part of a facility overnight. Authorities say that leak has been stopped and there's no danger to the public, but emergency teams do remain that is on scene right now. KPRC 2 News reporter TJ Parker talked with the gentleman who works in that area, who has a buddy who works at the plant where the leak happened. He described as what was happening this morning. Right now, though, we want to go to a live press conference being held by Judge Lena Hidalgo, who was talking about what happened this morning.
We also have EPA contractors. We have Elnora Sano-Portez with TCEQ, and we have representatives from the company BWC. So today is another example of the degree of cooperation between the agencies here in Harris County, and also the incidents that we face because of where we are. You know, there is the economic powerhouse that we are because of industry, and also there are incidents like this one. I want to make something clear. The incident is still ongoing, but it has been ameliorated significantly. As far as individuals impacted, there were 2 transports. They've already been released, and there were 44 other individuals that were checked, were not transported. So around 1:40 this morning, BWC and Channelview had a sulfuric acid release when a walkway, fell and ruptured a pipeline. So we're talking about tanks. Folks know those big tanks. They have a tank farm, and one of the walkways collapsed, and it hit the pipeline. So then the sulfuric acid started leaking, and it started also, another valve failed. It started going into the ship channel. That impacted there were 2 ships docked there, and thankfully the folks that were on there are fine. The Coast Guard will speak to what they've decided to do in terms of traffic in that part of the port, but the ship channel is still open. It's just that part of the ship channel that is currently seeing impacts. As far as the amount, so the leak is, they're measured, these tanks are measured in barrels, so 52 barrels are in that tank. As far as gallons, somewhere around 1 million gallons that have been released, and that's just how much there is in this tank. So, you know, what are the concerns for the public? First, any impact to the air that people are breathing. As soon as we could, pollution control, Harris County Pollution Control was out here doing air monitoring. There was 1 high reading, and it was an error. Other than that, the readings have been fine, and we think it's because the community is relatively far from here, and the sulfuric acid has been hitting the and since the morning, the fog, and dissipating that way. It's a bigger problem when it's still in the liquid form. The other piece is the air monitoring right here around the area, and so the experts here have drawn a perimeter to make sure that first responders and those in the neighboring companies are safe. That's still ongoing, and Chief Lawhorn will speak more to that. In terms of the environmental impacts, and so this is really what the broader impacts could be in this situation. Because this leak is going into the ship channel, that means that the sulfuric acid is diluting with the water. There are no recreational areas around here, so that's good news, right? We don't have people that are being affected by that water. And the question is, will we see aquatic life affected? Right now, what I'm hearing from folks, and correct me if I'm wrong, there are no sightings of dead fish, for example, which is something we would see. So we're going to keep looking, and right now it's not possible to go in, and because it's simply not safe yet. The incident's not over yet, but it has ameliorated, as I said, significantly. We have investigators here already from the Harris County Fire Marshal's office, and Pollution Control as well will be sending investigators to evaluate once this is over exactly what happened and if there's any action to be taken. The Coast Guard, the EPA are already here getting ready for any kind of mitigation, amelioration after the fact. The company, of course, has been very communicative, very collaborative from the beginning, which we appreciate. and we'll continue to collaborate with them. They've been doing their own air monitoring with a contractor, and of course we as government like to do it as well, just, for obvious reasons. So let me just finish by thanking everybody who's here. They continue to work. I know this is scary for folks when you hear such a big number of gallons, and folks in the community will say, but have you looked at us? What's happening to us? How is the air we're breathing doing? And so I just want to assure folks in the community that we have measured and we will continue to measure the quality of the air where you are. Thankfully, there has not been an impact. In fact, the impact in this area is limited. We have the perimeter set, and this is an incident that, of course, will be looked at, and what we'll be watching for are possible impacts to the aquatic life. But we're all on the same page here. I'm very proud of the fact that we're seeing federal, state, and local leaders, both county and just at the very, very local level, working together. So let me pass it on to Chief or the incident commander here, Chad McCush, so he can give us an overview, and then we'll go from there.
Chad McCush, the District Chief of Channelview Fire Department. We got the call around 2:10 for an explosion. Crews came here, investigated it, met with the owners of the facility, realized it wasn't an explosion. I think it was the gangway falling on the pipe. They noticed the plume. Crews kept their distance. Our initial concern, obviously, was safety of the people inside the facility, getting a staging area out of the incident until we could assess. We called hazmat immediately for their expertise. They arrived, set up air monitoring. Our main concern as a fire department, we activated set track. We started getting reports of a couple ship vessels in the channel that had a lot of occupants. They were advised to shelter in place at first, but then they decided that they would evacuate. So we activated set track, set up a medical staging area. We evaluated 44 people. We transported 2 from a neighboring facility. And like the judge said, everybody's been released. I want the citizens to know, as the chief representing our community right now, that there's a lot of questions about that, how come we weren't evacuated? That was highly considered. We did extensive monitoring, and we decided as a unified command that it wasn't necessary. So I just want people of Lakeside and Days of Allah, Market Street area to know that we did our testing and everything was cleared, and that's why we made that decision. Any questions?
We'll take questions at the end.
Oh, okay, very good.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Good morning. I'm Major Blenderman over the Harris County Sheriff's Office Patrol Bureau, and we received the call around 2:30 of also an explosion. Turned out to be a chemical leak, and we had units responding. We still have units out in the area, and right now the only traffic impact is going to be right here at Sheldon and Centerport, and also going into the facility on Peninsula Street. At that time, that's the only traffic that's been involved. That's all I have.
Okay, great. Let's pass it on to Chief Lawhorn here with our Harris County Fire Marshal's Office.
Hi, Richard Lawhorn, Harris County Fire Marshal's Office, hazmat team. We received a call about 2:40 this morning to assist Channelview with a hazmat response. We were able to arrive on scene pretty quick, and basically with the equipment and the software that we had, we were able to take the chemical.
All right, so you've been listening to a live press conference with Judge Lena Hidalgo and other officials there in Channelview. All of this after a massive leak at the BWC plant in Channelview. Officials saying that 1 million gallons of sulfuric acid were released into the Channelview, into the ship channel there. People have been tested to see if they are suffering effects from all this. A total of 44 people were tested and released. 2 people, however, were sent to the hospital following this situation. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this all day long and bring you the very latest results coming up later in our newscasts. Again, a massive sulfuric acid spill into the ship channel in Channelview happening overnight. 1 million gallons of sulfuric acid spilling into the ship channel.